Straight from UPS, packed out to the airport, and we took it on a trip. This is the CTB Civic Travel Bag 26 from Evergoods and Carryology, the Phoenix 2. Here we are in Seattle. Let's take a look. All right, so just got back from a trip, and on that trip, I was lucky enough to finally receive the Evergoods Carryology CTB26. This is the Civic travel bag, a version of their 35-liter bag that they've shrunk down and then put X-Pack on it with AquaGuard zippers. It's just awesome. It's an awesome build. It's the Phoenix 2. So if you've seen the Phoenix 1, I did a video on that one. It's awesome. This one I think is better than that one just because the pocket layout, some of the internal features that I really do love. So anyway, I took it on a trip. I got it on a Friday, immediately packed it up, took it to the airport, and went on a 4-day trip to Seattle. But now that I'm back, I want to unpack it, show you what it fits, how it fits, and some of my favorite features about it. And then we're going to compare it to some of my other favorite 26-liter bags, some bags from GoRuck, the GR1 and GR2 in 26 liters. And we're going to compare it to the original Phoenix, the 24-liter, which is a CPL, Civic panel loader from Evergoods. So we're going to compare this Phoenix 1 to the Phoenix 2 and to some GoRuck bags at the end. But first, outside-inside features and what did I pack inside the Phoenix 2. All right, so here it is. And this really is an awesome bag. Why? 2 top pockets. You know I love top pockets, quick access pockets that are right in there so you can get your sunglasses, AirPods, phone, whatever it is. They had the one in the back that is on all the Evergoods bags, and there's one in the front. So that alone makes this a grand slam for me. And then the bottle pockets on the side, on each side, and we'll show you some of my utility of that. Obviously, water bottle being the #1 thing. But again, outside inside features. Let's just go dive right into it. First, it's X-Pack VX42, 18¼ inches tall, 12½ inches wide, 8½ inches deep, so really great size, 26 liters internal. X-Pack, like I said, VX42 and a 420D hyper orange on the inside, typical to the Carryology collaboration bags, and it's awesome. Definitely not gonna lose anything inside the bag. Let's just start the walk around on the outside and the back side of the bag, and some things to highlight here. First of all, it's the new back panel design, which is cool. This has been in a lot of their recent bags, and it's nice and comfortable. Some people have issues with digging into their back. I don't. 5'9". I do great with this bag. I carried it and it was packed out to, I would say, 105%, and so it was a little heavy. But these straps, curved, comfortable. They're not, you know, GoRuck width or paddedness, but they are comfortable. I had no issues, didn't bother me. And again, I was walking through the airport twice and then around town with the same loadout. So again, no issues for me with this back panel design. Shoulder straps are awesome. Sternum strap included, adjustable, fantastic. The other thing to point out to you is there's a pass-through in the back. So if you wanted to use this on a luggage rolling bag, go ahead. I don't, because I don't use a rolling bag when I'm traveling personally. You know, no strap keepers here, which is kind of an Evergoods thing. It's kind of annoying. I wish they had that on there, but not a deal breaker for me. They got these hydration port pass-throughs to the internal laptop compartment, which we'll get to here shortly, and that is cool. I've done a review of that on other bags. It's just nice because you can extend the hydration bladder, use it, and then jam the hose back up there, and it's sort of out of the way. I wouldn't necessarily recommend mixing a water bladder with a laptop in that compartment, but you do you. The last thing to talk about when we talk about these straps and the back panel is, yeah, I bring that up in a lot of my videos. This is different than the original Phoenix, which doesn't make that noise. The latest Evergoods bags do for whatever the material that they use inside there. Again, it doesn't make that noise when you're walking around having it on your back. It's just when you grab this strap and sort of that friction inside. It does get a little better as you use the bag. And again, it's just a very minor thing to me now, but it's something that's still there. Working our way around to the front of the bag. Before we get into that, and it's a little awkward unless I do this first, but we got these 2 side bottle pockets, and big, plenty big enough to hold the Nalgene bottle. This is a triplet design version, but it is awesome and I love that. And it's big enough to hold that, and then when you're not using them, boop, they just cinch right in and they're out of sight, out of mind. Very, very, very cool. And that allows me now to put the bag on its side and show you the front pocket. Again, it's got a diagonal or a vertical pocket, which inside does have lots of organization, and it's perfect size for an iPad mini. That's what typically lives in there. And then there's a key lanyard, which is, to be honest, my biggest negative, because it just usually gets in the way when I'm putting my iPad mini in there. So I'm probably going to take some scissors to that, cut that out shortly, but right now just wanted to show you that that's there. There's a zipper and then a just stash pocket organization in the front, which is nice. And this is mesh in the lower part, so you can kind of see if there's anything in there. Kind of keeps things tucked away and out of the way, which is really, really cool. And again, plenty good size for things, and really the iPad mini is what lives in there while I'm on the road. This top pocket is also very nice. And that goes down to about here, so not terribly deep, but for me that's typically the snack pocket with some charging options if for some reason I need something on the go. It also is where my iPhone lives. When I go through security, I put everything in there. This pocket, not only is it deep, but it goes all the way to the top on the inside, so you can put some stuff just maybe a little bit bigger in there, and it would fit in there very, very nicely. Otherwise, we have this top pocket, which again is very awesome, and that's where I put my sunglasses, AirPods, some ibuprofen, some chapstick, and normally reading glasses, but that's what lives in this top area, and that's been very cool, and I'm a big fan of that. The other thing to point out on the outside, really, besides the AquaGuard zippers, more about the zippers in a second, is the handles. There's one on the top and one on the side. This one has the typical aluminum bar on the inside, which allows you to carry the bag without it sort of collapsing on itself. So that's just one cool feature. That's in most of the Evergoods bags, but it's also in this, the aluminum bar. Zippers, like I talked about, AquaGuard throughout. But someone pointed this out to me, and it didn't really make sense to me, but the zippers are actually like a matte black, versus on the original Phoenix they were a gunmetal. I like the fact that these are all matte and it sort of blends into the whole bag. I like the stealth zippers with the AquaGuard. Personally, the gunmetal's nice. Definitely nicer on the typical regular Evergoods bags. But on this collaboration, I really do love the matte with the AquaGuard and everything else. I just think it fits. In the realm of handles, they also have little loops on each side, so you can put your favorite carabiner for a water bottle or something else, whatever you wanted. That's what this one's for, just to kind of clip stuff that I need on the go. That's outside. Awesome. Let's go inside. The benefit of really the Evergoods designs is the clamshell. And by clamshell, and a lot of the GoRuck bags are also clamshell, but they don't do full easy clamshell because the zippers don't go around the front of the bag. They just go straight down, and it makes you sort of fight the material as you go full clamshell. Not so with this bag, because it goes all around the corner, allows this thing to go fully open, and lets you see everything volume-wise. The front panel's got some very nice pockets, mesh on the bottom, non-mesh on the top, all hyper orange. This pocket is plenty big, and side access. A lot of the Evergoods zippers are on the front, or on the top rather, and so this side access allows you to just access this from the side of the bag. You don't need to go full clamshell. You just unzip the side a little bit, unzip the inside zipper, and get what you need out of it, so that's cool. This top pocket is also very nice because it has internal organization. And internal organization means it's got these little pockets, so you can put things like a deck of cards, other little iPhone tripod accessories, and a card reader all live in there, and they're organized, not jumbling around. So very cool. The main compartment, the main event of the bag, is very nice. Plenty room for a lot of things, and for me, when we step up from 24 in the CPL to the 26 liter, it really is a perfect size for me because I can take a second pair of shoes, running shoes. I think that's where the 2 liters is gained for me personally is that I can take a second pair of shoes. Otherwise, we've got the GoRuck packing cube, folds, opens up, it's great, folds, holds everything I need for the weekend in terms of clothes. And then there's this field pocket. This is the GR1 size that I use for my DOP kit. And there's also a Cap 1, which we're about that in a second. You could, if you weren't going for the weekend and need the DOP kit, the Cap 2 also fits perfectly in this same space. And this is the Carryology version. It doesn't have the patch on it because it didn't come with a patch, but I put orange to kind of segment it from the other ones. Anyway, that also fits in there perfectly, but I don't use this for a DOP kit. And when I'm on the road, I need the DOP kit. So that's why that one fits in there. Should get some running shoes, some other stuff. So let's take that stuff out, show you what's awesome on the inside. Inside is a nice little stretchy pocket, which is good for other items, maybe a tablet in there, whatever you wanted, but it is in there. And you can get behind this pocket all the way to the top so you can have a bigger item if that's what your jam was. Maybe even put a ruck plate in there. I didn't do that, but you could. Now, this little pocket in here is perfect. You could either use it to put a pocket knife in there if you wanted to just jam some stuff in the webbing, cool. For me, it's just the perfect size for, this is the Evergoods Carryology Collaboration Cap 1, which is awesome. This is the regular one. They both feel awesome. I don't, preference-wise, it doesn't really matter. They just feel different. They're both good. It fits in there perfectly for me the way I pack it out. Now, if you pack this thing out fully to capacity, it might not completely fit in there, but for me, and I'll show you what there's in here in a second, it just fits in there perfect. I love this pocket for the Cap 1. Now, in this, my original Cap 1, what do I have in there? This is the charging solution. So this is all my charging bricks, cords, it's got Metro cards, euros in there if I go overseas, and this is everything I need to charge whenever I'm out and about. This one, the Carryology one, again, it doesn't come with this patch. This is my Phoenix patch from long ago. I actually sold my original Phoenix because this was coming out and I wanted this one. Now, inside looks awesome. Still same design as the original, but it's just got the bright orange and the X-Pack VX42 on the outside. This one holds for me perfectly the Insta360 X3 and the GoPro Hero 11 on this side, along with some other little attachment stuff. So this right now is the camera, action camera on the go, mobile studio kind of stuff, and it just fits in there very nicely. Magnetic closure, fantastic, looks awesome. The orange is great, love that. And again, the fact that it fits in this little pocket, because it was designed for that, if you ask me, so super cool. Last thing to point out on the inside, besides the bright orange, is you have access to that aluminum bar, so if you wanted to remove it, you could with this little Velcro slot, but I'm not, because it's awesome, and leave it there. One thing I didn't talk about on the inside, and since, it's sort of inside, so we can talk about this now, is this laptop compartment, and it is awesome, and there's a zipper enclosure, so you can get to your frame sheet if you want to remove it, put something more rigid, or just take it out entirely. But what I really love about these bags is the fact that they've got this little Velcro keeper in there, because that holds in your laptop, or you can, if you didn't want to use it because it gets in the way, you can just hold it down in there and it just goes away. This holds the MacBook Pro 13-inch, so any 13-inch laptop and bigger, to be honest. It's definitely a 14-inch or bigger is going to fit in there for sure, and it's segmented, so you could put 2 in there. And you could hang your water bladder from the inside. There's a little loop in there, and then run the hose out to the front. I just wouldn't put both in there at the same time, but that's just me. That's the Phoenix 2. Let's compare it to some others. Namely, let's start with the Phoenix 1. All right, so Phoenix 2, Phoenix 1, again the CPL 24 on this side, CTB 26. So 2 liters of difference, more pocket options, same material, same AquaGuard zippers. This one had the gunmetal. It's hard to see in that, but this got the gunmetal zippers as another minor difference. Again, I really do love the straps on this one. They don't make the noise. This one does. So that would have been my critique, is let's put these straps over here, but they didn't do that. But anyway, no luggage pass-through on this. Luggage pass-through over here. Again, more zipper options on the CTB26, and then 2 liters of difference. Internally, you see that you have the same stretch pocket, no Upper pocket on the inside, so really, you could lash some things in there, but you get more utility out of this top pocket, if you ask me. Still, you can access the aluminum bars on either side. The top front panel has got the same side opening zipper that we know and love, but no internal organization in this one. Got some pins. But anyway, that's the interior of the Phoenix. And really what it comes down to, if you ask me, is 26 liters, more pockets, more utility. Much bigger fan of the version 2 Phoenix or the CTB26 version of the Phoenix versus the original, but that's just me. That's some head-to-head Phoenix action. Let's go GR1 Go Ruck style. All right, so Go Ruck style, and again, same volume internally, 26 liters on both bags. This one happens to be my Heritage, which I do really love. They don't make an X-Pack GR1. They've made GR2s on the Carryology collaborations, but no GR1 and X-Pack. Kind of surprised it hasn't been out there yet, but anyway, more pocket options on the CTB. Side bottle pockets, easier to access the laptop. Again, water bottle holders, more pockets, aqua guard, just a lot more features in this one. It makes the, if you're gonna go for 26 liter size bag for a weekend, this one's just better for me. This one, depends on how you pack, how you live, and how you work. This one be good for you, and it is, again, being completely honest, I just really, just like hoodie season, nice and comfy, this one is always like you go home and this is the perfect bag just because of the way it feels. But it's the wax canvas design with the GR1, which I know and love. So anyway, it's going to be a tough call day to day, but this one I think just got a ton more utility. Internally, so we can just go side by side. And again, what's the main difference? We've already talked about the external pockets. The internal pocket layout is pretty similar, I would say. On the inside, you've got an elastic pocket. On the GR1, you've got additional lashing points, so you can put stuff in there, and I typically have put a GR1 field pocket in there, but that's pretty much it. The front has got essentially the same layout, and top access zipper on the GR1s versus the side on the CTB26, but again, very similar on the inside. So it really comes down to those external features and the pocket layout, and that, for me, makes the CTB26 probably my go-to travel bag. As we compare it to the GR2 style, again, 26 liters, now we get a little more complicated. Now again, internal features are drastically different. This one's a 2-compartment bag. You've got the standard main compartment that looks identical, and some air cushions. Looks internally to be the same as the GR1, but this front pocket has got a ton of more utility with this front pocket. I've done a review of the GR2. You can see this exact bag in this video up above, but again, just a lot more interior features that make this one probably pretty close. If you were to go head to head in terms of utility, it just comes down to how you pack. Now to me, I just really love the internal orange and the X-Pack. So for me, the CTB26 is my current favorite. If I were to go smaller at 21 liter size, I'm probably going in my dark oak Heritage, which is right there. I love that one. If I had to go larger, 30 liter size, I'm gonna go my Able Carry Max. At 30 liters, just a little bit bigger. It's got great inside pocket features as well. And so that's where I stand on my travel setup right now. This one fits in the middle and is the current champion. This one's gonna be going on every trip, 3 to 4 days where I need to pack out a ton of stuff. One thing I mentioned earlier, I'm just gonna show you here, and the fact that, I usually put a water bottle on this side, just the way I roll. And on this side, these pockets fit perfectly the X3 from Insta360. So I'm gonna roll around town and take some cool access photos with this, have a selfie stick attached, use this little neoprene sleeve to keep it protected, because that's the problem with this thing is the lenses. But the fact that this thing fits in the side very perfectly, now I can roll around town and then I can just whip this thing out, use it, and put it back and really be on the go. Don't have to worry about putting it back inside. So that's kind of how I roll around town when I get to where I'm going, is use these side pockets for camera equipment, which is awesome. It's just the perfect size for that, if you ask me. So that's the Evergoods Carryology CTB26 Civic travel bag. It's awesome. The Carryology reverse patch is awesome versus the original Phoenix. Now, some people have had problems with these patches. I haven't. Mine's attached very well. The original one that I have is also attached very well. It's kind of showing a little bit of wear. That's just the rubber PVC nature of this thing. So it's going to fall apart if it takes a lot of abuse. It's not the strongest of patch designs. But mine have been just fine and are fantastic the way they're built. So that was it. Hope you liked that quick look at the Phoenix 2 CTB26 awesome bag. Check it out if you can. It's awesome, and we're going to continue to enjoy this beautiful morning in Seattle. See ya.